everyone. Oh, excuse me. I have been playing with the settings. Hopefully, I've got it so it's a little bit smoother. We will see. All I can do is keep trying and find what works. I have my not so little puppy anymore. She's getting big and oh my gosh, full of energy. I really have to run her to get her to settle down. So, oh, sorry. It was my hair, not hers. I was thinking it was hers. Ooh, I sprayed the bitter yuck that I have. She was chewing on something. Whenever I spray it, I always end up with it on my hands, no matter how many times I wash it. Hey, Kim. It takes me a while for it to go away. And it was like, ugh, I don't know, you know, it's horrible tasting, horrible. It is bitter and yucky. So, but we've been having some fun. It's about time for her nap this morning. So I got her up just before she fell asleep. Hi, Janice. So hopefully she will, I can put her in her crate and she will be happy and content and sleep when we're ready to start. So I hope everybody's having a great day. We have a gorgeous sunny day here. Our weather has been crazy. We were in the 70s yesterday. I think we're going to be there again today. So who knows with this crazy weather? It's day to day at this point. Now, it is supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm certain there's a front coming through and we probably won't be as warm. But that's all right. We take them one day at a time. The neighborhood is getting ready for Christmas. They're hanging wreaths today on all the light poles, and they're going to put up, we have a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a tree. It's just a light tree. You hang it from like a light pole, and then the strings of light go out. They're going to do that either tomorrow or Monday. I don't remember which day. But we have that. That's the way they decorate here every year, is wreaths on the poles and then the tree. So it takes a lot of work and a lot of volunteers to get it done, but it looks really nice when it is done. And then they do a tree lighting ceremony up in the circle where the big tree is. I haven't heard when that is. I think it's after Thanksgiving. They get it up ahead of time because, you know, people are traveling and busy and everything. So, all right, she's getting rambunctious here. So, where are you going? Huh? Where are you going? What's wrong? What? I know. Are you ready to go to bed? All right. I'll put you over there. She's staring at her crate going, put me in my bed. Hang on a minute while I put her in there. All right. There you go. So she's in there and she'll find herself a little spot and lay down and sleep. So I have an idea that I saw someone do. I don't know if it was a Stampin' Up! Idea or not. I don't think it was. And I thought, well, you know, we all have those shaped dies. Let me show you another way to use them. So I have 2 cards to do for you. So I have to kind of plan the one out because it's taller, and the other one won't be a problem because it's smaller, although I probably should use the small one. Let me see. No, I think that one will work. And I did pull my 2 sentiment sets, Go To Greetings and Biggest Wish. In case I need a sentiment, I can add it. I am going to do 1 layer cards, but you can easily do this on a panel and then put it on colored cardstock. You know what? Maybe I'll grab some panels. Give me a minute. Let me grab some panels so I can use those instead, and we'll put it on colored cardstock. I grabbed a couple just in case I make a mistake. All right, so I got the panels, and I think we'll do it on the panels and then we'll put it on colored cardstock. I grabbed white cardstock, but we'll see. All right, now I'm going to get ready and turn this down. And when I turn it down, I have to flip it. So close your eyes and don't open them until I tell you to. All right? All right, and it just says on my computer that my live video has ended, but I can see it on my iPad. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why. Wonder if it's because I open it. No? Don't know why, but it is still on my iPad, so hopefully, let me see if I can make it larger. And I can see my comments on my iPad, but not as good as the other one. All right, let's get ready. Close your eyes, because here I go. All right, you can open. That was easier. All I had to do was flip it down and then rotate it, which I'm surprised it's not yelling at me, but it didn't. All right, so I pulled out the stylish shaped dies, and I used the largest circle and the largest square. I was going to say triangle. Oh my gosh. You can do this with any die that you have, and you'll see how I went for the two easiest ones for me to start off with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take, and I'm going to use the circle one first. We're going to take a panel, and I'm going to use for this card the translucent florals. My gosh, we had so much fun with this in class recently, and we're going to use this one. It was a lot of fun. All right. And I know a couple of you will be getting your kits in the mail. So I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to go down just below center. All right. All right. And I'm going to ink this up like so. And I used Orchid Oasis. And I'm going to put this here. Now, I will tell you, I had to modify it. The one that I saw in that those blooms are just so pretty. The one that I saw used this, but they used an outline with the gold gel pen. Well, I checked my gold gel pen and it is dry. I need to check my gel pens to see which ones are dry and get some new ones. And then I thought, well, I'll pull in my Micron pens. This is the black one. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of line this up so that it fits within the inside. So what I did was I pushed it up a little and then I came down so it was just inside. All right, and then you're going to take your pen. Oh, let me try this again. All right, and I know I have to start right about here. I'm going to go to about here. All right, so I'm going to center this. All right, and then you're going to take your pen and you're going to trace around the outside. Try not to stop if you can avoid it. All right, because that's what happens if you stop. And so you've got this little image, and I need to go a little bit further down. So let me do that. That looks a little better. All right, there it is. So you've outlined it. Now, I used the larger one, thinking it wouldn't be, I would need it. You could probably go a little smaller, and I think you'll see that on the next one. So we have that. You can use the marker, the Stampin' Write marker. I don't know if it would, what it would look like. I think gold or silver would look better. And I have both, but I don't know if my Let me pull out my silver and let's see what it looks like on top. All right, there's my silver. You got to make sure it works, first of all. All right. Let's see if we go over top. Ooh, I'm liking this idea. There must be, oh, I like that. It adds a little bit of sparkle. There must be a, I don't know what you call it, a piece on here that it's catching on. Yeah, there's a spot right there where it's, I probably could take a file and file that down. But then, see, I added just a little bit of sparkle to it, which is nice. All right, I think I'm going to add a sentiment. Let's see, this is kind of fancy, so let's go with the fancy one. Oh, Just a Note. I love the Just a Note. I could take a whole stamp set of Just a Note. You know, all different fonts, all different sizes. I don't know. How about you guys? What's your favorite sentiment to use for an all-occasion card? All right, I'm going to see if that's straight. I'm going to stamp it with my Orchid Oasis. And I can't see comments now. They've gone away. Okay. I'm going to try refreshing my page and see if it will come back up. All right. Cross your fingers. This is straight, guys. Oh, it is. If it isn't, it's off just so slightly. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I got it back up. Hey, Betty Ann. I'm catching up on comments here. All right, so there's that. I think if you did it with the outline with the Orchid Oasis, it might be too much, but what about, say, Parakeet Party and then some gold or silver on top? All right, let me get a piece of Orchid Oasis to put it on. And naturally, I do not have a piece up here. And I'm gonna have to pull in my trimmer to score it because my scoring tool is downstairs. So I'll use this one. All right, so we've got that. Ooh, you know what else would look good on here? The pearls. All right, let me do that. I'm gonna put that on there. Let me see. I have the pearls over here. They're the new ones. I think they're in the colors that we have. Of course, now it's going to take me forever to find them. Let's see. Oh, no, they don't have that one. But where's my gems from before? Oh, here they are. These are retired. I don't know if they're retired or not, but they match the in colors. I hope they aren't. But if not, then it'll be fine. And if it is, you can shop your stash and find something. All right. So let me, oh, almost did that upside down. Not a good idea. All right, let's put some Orchid Oasis gems on here and see what it looks like. And here's my take your pick tool. Let's see if it works on this one. This is the Orchid Oasis ones. And I'm going to sprinkle them around. And I think I'm going to put one here and one there. So it kind of draws your eye across. When it gets towards the end and these are going to retire, I start to use a lot more than I normally use on a card. So there's the first idea. All right. And let's try idea number 2. Now this one is going to be more of a challenge because I am using this image from Inked and Tiled. Hadn't played with this one in a while. And I'm going to put it inside the triangle. Why do I keep calling it that? A square, but I'm going to put it on the diamond. So if I do that, I've got to see how far down I can ink it up. So if I ink it up to right about this line, I should be good. So that first solid line. All right, let me grab my panel. And I'm going to use my markers to color it. All right, I'm going to do my Old Olive. And if it's too much, I'm not worried about the leaves at this point. It would be stuck out on the side and it wouldn't look right, I don't think. All right, then I'm going to take my daffodil and I'm going to color the whole flower head. All right, like so. Then I'm going to come in with my Calypso Coral and I'm just going to flick on the ends, and I'm not worried about making it perfect because you don't want lines. So if you flick it on, you're better off. Now I'm going to turn this sideways, and I know I have to go down to about there. So I'm going to put it down like so. All right, so I've got my flower, and you hardly see the Calypso Coral on there. Okay, try again. Don't know why the Calypso Coral didn't come out. There's always 2 sides to your paper. Oh, this is crushed curry. That's why. Let me get daffodil. Daffodil's a better color. This is too dark. Don't know why I grabbed crushed curry, but let's use daffodil. And I didn't clean it because there wasn't hardly any Calypso Coral on there, so I didn't have to worry about it. All right, now hopefully this one is darker and works. If not, we'll try another one. Okay. Ah, yes, now we've got some colorful tips. All right, this is going to go on like this. And this time I'm going to trace the inside because the outside goes off. And I am off center, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this down. Now I kind of slide it over. There we go. And I'll slide it up. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to try the smaller one and see. Let's go the next one down. Sometimes they're too small. Let's find out. Ooh, no, this will work. All right. Nothing like changing your mind. But I will have to trim this a little. I'm going to go up. All right. All right, I'm going to do it there. Let's try just the silver pen and see what it looks like. Ooh, I went all the way to the bottom and I wasn't supposed to. Well, it didn't even come out because this is white. It's not silver. Oh my gosh. I should have known. All right, let's try it again. At least it isn't showing up. All right. I'm going to slide it over slightly. want it straight up and down. Okay. All right. This is a cool idea. The key is getting the die not to move. Oh, I kind of like that. What do you think? Do I need to put a color with it, or is it okay like this? I know you can't see too well. I'm going to trim this down. All right. Let's see. I'm going to make this over here. 3/4 by 5. I trimmed it down to 3 3/4 by 5. I know that it should probably go a little bit narrower. So let me see. I'll trim a little more off. Oh, that's better. So it's another 1/8 of an inch. I make the proportions go. All right, so there we've got it. You know what? I think this time I'm going to try something. I'm going to take my ink pad here, my panel, and I'm going to pull in a scrap paper, and I'm sorry, this is a mess, and I'm going to get daffodil and calypso coral, which is here. I don't know if this will work. I know it will with, what do you call these? Daubers. So I will use daubers. I've got to grab another one. My daffodil one I probably got rid of. Because it was probably falling apart. All right. So I don't know if you guys have seen this idea. I've used this before a lot. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't get anything on these cards, because that would be my thing. But you take your sponge dauber, and I'm going to kind of come in, and then I'm going to go with the daffodil. So I'm creating a rainbow effect around the edge. Now let's see if that's in far enough. Hey, Carol. No, it needs to come in further. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to switch to a blending brush and blend it in. And naturally, all my blending brushes are, let me see if I have, this one will work. I have a bunch in here. Here's one that's dry too. Okay, so let me go back to my so I'm going to blend it in. I kind of like that look where I've done the edge and then I'm going in. I'll flip this around. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to do this around the edge, and then I'll come back with the blending brush. All right, so there's that. And then this one, I'm going to do the corner and around. You could do the same thing if you had, what do you call it? I'm going to do this one first because this is the corner. If you had ink cubes in these colors, I probably do. All right, now I've got a spot right there. I have a tendency to do a bigger circle and I miss spots. All right. And I'm kind of hitting the edges when you ink up your stamp, and it's a hard habit to break. Tell me I know. You shouldn't always stamp it in the middle. You should tap it around, because when you stamp in the middle, it pushes the ink out. And that's why the edges are dark and the middle is not. All right, now I need to do Calypso Coral again. Now, oh, no problem, Carol. We all have those mornings. All right, I'm going to go all the way to the end because then I can... Okay. So I had Ezzy up here during class this week. And I had her in her crate because I can't watch her and we're busy. And she was chewing, and now it's a metal crate. She was chewing on that crate like you wouldn't believe. She wanted out. And I went, you're not going to get out, girl. That is a metal crate. And I'm kind of overlapping a little. All right. Which will give us a turn to this corner. Give us a fun look. And you only have to go in a little bit, but just enough to give it some color, and then I can put it on a white card base. All right, back to the yellow. I haven't done this idea for an edge in a long time, but I'm kind of liking it. I've done it with more than just two colors. Okay, time to go back to the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate it back and forth. You can put this on, you know, just a solid piece of cardstock, but I think this pulls in both colors. Get this corner. I try to make the spaces be about the same, but it doesn't always work that way. All right, now move down here. So, have any of you guys ever used this idea? What do you think of it? All right. I'm going to go to my daffodil and do this corner. And I can always test it and see if I need other colors. Now, this side is the challenging. Well, Carol, you don't have to do really well with this. It kind of does itself because I want to end up with yellow here. Actually, I don't know if I want yellow or if I want to pull the, excuse me, the Calypso coral around a little. No, I think I can end it with the yellow. Oh, let's see. Of course, I'll be blending yellow over top of the all right, we are almost done. You're probably saying, thank heavens, woman. Why do you show us these things and take so long? Carol, I have a tendency to have a heavy hand with my blending, so I'm not the best for that either. But I am getting better. I usually try to start off and use a light hand and then get darker. Okay, I went back and picked up some spots. Flip this around to use that side where it didn't blend real well. Okay, here we go, the yellow. Okay. All right, let's see. Ooh, I have enough. Good. That's what you just tested. And if you don't have enough, blend some more. Well, you got to get the right end, girl. I'm going to move these out of the way. On the floor it goes. These out of the way. All right. Now, I'm going to take my glue. Put it on the back. So when you go to do this, if you want the fall colors, daffodil and Calypso coral, not crushed curry. It didn't work. All right, and now I need a card base, which is back here. And I can use a white one. So this is a great way to use more than one color around your card. And I just thought of an idea if you wanted to step it up. Okay. I don't know what gems I have. The other thing you could do, since I used the outline of this die, you can't use the same size to cut it out. But you could go to, you'd have to use a larger piece of paper, to the larger die cut it and pop it up. You know, so just die cut it out of here, pop it up, and don't worry about having another piece or just use a plain piece underneath. So there's a way to make it a little bit more fun, taking it to the next level. And let's see, what do I have gem-wise I can use? Here we go. Two. Ooh, that one has daffodil. I don't think there's, oh, that one has Calypso coral, but I don't have those. I don't think anything else I have has Calypso coral. It's not one of my favorite colors. I've never particularly cared for it. So that is Classic Dots Assortment. Let me get those and we'll add those to our card. That's a big one. Here it is. All right. So, and I know that the take your pick tool won't work on here. So I'm going to use my pokey tool and bend it. And I know that's silver. It looks gold, but it is daffodil. All right. And I have a bunch of little ones. So I'm going to add some little ones down here. And I got to save room for my sentiment. So oh, that one is a different size. That's the middle size. I thought this row was, these two rows were the same size, but that's a big, middle, and little. All right, now I need a sentiment. What sentiment? I used the Just a Note. Well, what about Thinking of You? I use this set a lot. Not so much Biggest Wish. So let me put this down. I'm going to pull in my scrap paper because I got to test it. I got to stamp this in Calypso Coral because the daffodil won't show up very much. All right, now this is straight. Yes. Okay. If I keep my block straight, this is straight, and my block is straight. All right. Oh, well, it's okay. It's a handmade card. So there's the idea of using your dies to create frames. A simple one and one with a little bit more work. So what do you think? Is it a fun technique? Now this one I outlined in black, but then I went over it with the silver. So you do see some sparkle with that black. I'm thinking this one may have looked a little bit better if I had used Orchid Oasis. Thanks, Carol. But fun card. Great way to extend the use of your dies. And this is from, both of those outlines came from the Stylish Shapes dies. The circle was the larger one from the circles, and the square that I made a diamond was not the largest, but the next one down. The largest one was too big. I'm looking for my circle. There it is, so I can put it away. All right, so there you go. Carol, that's a great one, and it can be done in any color. And again, this was something I saw online, and I thought, what a fun idea. All right, I'm going to get ready, flip it up. So if you get dizzy, close your eyes, and I'll let you know when I'm done. All right, close your eyes, because here I go. And I'm upside down. Okay. All right, all good. Of course, now when I have to end this, I've got to go up. I'm going to have to hide it and go to the back because I'm looking at the back of my phone, not the front camera. The front camera doesn't work, won't let me do it this way. So I just started out with it down and flipped it up. Okay, ladies, I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving. I will be live Monday night in the customer group, and I will be live on YouTube on Wednesday, excuse me. So if you need a break from cooking your turkey and all the prep work, making those pumpkin pies and everything, join me at noon on Wednesday on my YouTube channel. And, oh, well, thanks, Kim. So it's like I said, it's an idea that I saw online, and I just decided to give it a try. So you guys have a great weekend. And if I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'll be back, like I said, those 2 days. And then again on Saturday if you don't watch the others, because I know we've got a lot going on right now. I'm going to try to keep them short and sweet.